Where's the weirdest place you ever met a fan who was a true fan but simply couldn't stop themselves from sharing everything they needed to share?
I think I was going in for a colonoscopy.
Just say it, man. Don't make me ask 20 questions.
What is the point?
Get to the point.
Just say it already!
Welcome to the Podgram. Did you know the leads of Castle and Dirty Jobs were friends before they made it big? Have a listen to Nathan Fillion and Mike Rowe as they catch up and reminisce on another great episode of Rowe's excellent podcast, The Way I Heard It.
It was Harry's Burrito.
Okay, I have a Harry's Burrito story, but keep going.
Okay. So most of the people that were at the party are in the restaurant. And we kind of spread out, and you and I are sitting at the bar drinking margaritas. And you ordered, was like the ultimate or the supremo, or you remember what it
With
was?
chicken and black beans.
God,
yes, sir.
It was like a football.
It was massive.
It was massive, and you were just plowing through it, and we were talking and laughing. And I guess at that point, were you still Joey?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
You're still Joey. And you had you were telling me you had come from a Walmart where you had done one of these meet and greets.
Yes.
You know, and I said, what do you think is going to happen to you? Clearly, you're going to become a big deal, but do you know how it's going to happen? And again, you're looking at me just the way you did then, except you got a mouthful of burrito and you're holding on to this margarita, and you said, I kind of already am a big deal. And I laughed like you're laughing right now, and I thought, you know something? There are two things I've learned that are critical for every successful person that I admire. They have to be in on the joke, and they have to be fundamentally grateful.
Yes.
Yes.
That's you. For as long as I've known you, you've looked for the joke, you've been in on it, you've never taken yourself too seriously.
That's true.
You're never afraid to say whatever fool thing pops into your head.
I might be afraid, but maybe I just don't show it very much.
But you're weirdly polite, you're mannerly, you're still one of those guys who probably stand up when a girl walks in the room.
That's right. I do that. It's very old-fashioned, but I do that at the table. At the table.
At the table.
Yes, at the table.
Courtly, they would call it.
Thank you.
And you show up with gifts.
There's that. I love that deflation.
Oh, God.
I kind of made a career out of it. I never enjoy it when characters look extremely cool because it's not something I can relate to. So anytime I'm doing something on TV where my character looks really, really cool, I'll do a little something that kicks them in the nuts.
Yeah.
I went to something recently where I had to make a speech in front of a bunch of people, and as I was watching everybody come in, I think, oh my God, some of these people are big deals in the industry that I've chose to try to make a living in, and I started getting a little nervous, and I had to follow Will Ferrell. I'm like, oh Jesus Christ, who asked me to do this? Who do I? Oh man. Yeah, I got nervous. I was tense about it, but I was also I practiced. I was confident in what I was doing. I think I did a good job. But yeah, I got super tense. Sometimes you get yourself into those situations where you think, have I bitten off more than I can chew here?
Do you use it in a good, like, how do you deal when you get that feeling?
My secret is I don't have a way to stop being nervous, but I do have a way to act like I'm not.
A hack.
Yeah. Yes. It started with auditioning. Yes. Auditions are so awkward and awful, and I just
the worst.
This whole process is just a screw of the brain and mind, and the further along it goes, hey, we're going to call you back and call you back. It just the stakes keep getting higher and higher, and I finally found the hack of I'm playing the character of Nathan Fillion, professional actor, and it starts in the parking lot, and how I walk in and how I sign in and how I comport myself. And this is a guy who can look you in the eye. This is a guy that doesn't laugh at your joke if it's not funny. I'm not thrown. I am rock steady. And if you hire me, This is what you get. Someone who's rock steady, who's not dying to be your friend. I'm here for the audition. And
I saw you in a sword fight in a college production of something.
Zastrozzi.
Right.
You saw that? How did you possibly?
Look, man, I'm a deep well, dude.
I don't think I've seen that.
You should look at it. Zastrozzi, yeah.
So it was a fellow I know who, in an odd turn of events, voices Rocket Raccoon for the animated Guardians of the Galaxy now. I saw his name up in the credits some time ago, so I'm really happy he's doing well. He was in a director's program, and he needed to put on a little show. It had to be a certain amount of time. He said, I want to do something a little bigger, and it was a bigger amount of time. There was only one show, and it was about the greatest swordsman in the world, whom I played, and we wanted this sword fight to be great. We wanted it to be great.
I love this story.
And we had a plan. If all fails and something goes terribly wrong, we will move to this point of the fight, kind of the last third of it. Just go to that bit. And like 10 or 11 smacks of that fencing blade tank, mine broke off at about 4 inches from the hilt, and the blade hits the ground and it goes sliding over it and hits the feet of the people in the front row, who all look at it and then look up at me. And I go, look at him, look at my sword. I said, don't move. Ran off stage. Give me a sword. Someone else grabs their sword and hands it to me, and I come out back then, and I land, and I go, okay. The crowd is laughing their ass off, and we're just kind of connected for this moment, just waiting for this laugh to die down. I take the moment to kind of just test the sword, make sure it's gonna. All right, this is good. It's going to work out. But I'm looking at him saying, please, God, don't go to the end. We've worked so hard on this whole sword fight. Let's just pick up from where we left off. And he got it somehow. He understood. And we did our whole sword fight. I was very proud. We went to the end. And I remember Trevor at the end was pretty thrilled that it worked out.
So I was racking my brain to try and better describe what I meant an hour and 20 minutes ago when I told the audience that you were always in on the joke. And that's what I meant. That's what I meant. It's one thing to be technically perfect. It's one thing to memorize your lines and hit your mark and execute a well-choreographed scene and always know where the light is. It's great. But when it shits the bed and everybody's looking, like in that moment, we really learn everything we need to know about the human condition, the state of theater in modern times, and everybody around us too. It's bang, just like that. It's hic sunt dracones, right? Here be dragons. This was not in the brochure. To handle it that way in that moment is why everybody loves you. I think it's a reason. You know, you relieved the audience. They were worried for you. They were worried for the other guy. They were worried. This is all just so awkward. And you not only relieved them, you gave them something that they'll remember. How many people are going to remember a sword fight from a college production? But they'll remember that.
Yeah.
Fight.
Thanks for listening to this installment of The Podgram. I hope it contains something useful for you. If you enjoy these selections and are curious about the curator's own thoughts, you can check out my other podcast, Psychic Lube, where I share concise concepts meant to grease the intellectual gears and help get your creative juices flowing. Each episode is an ongoing collaborative project that welcomes listeners to expand or rebut its points by email or comment, the most interesting of which get incorporated through periodic re-recordings. As always, if you're intrigued by today's content, I encourage you to go listen to the full podcast in its original form directly from its creators so that their sponsors keep paying them to make stuff for us and nobody feels compelled to sue me for copyright infringement. Now, get off your phone and go do smart stuff. Have a productive day.